about that is, yeah, I understand like being a figure, everything is good for men and everything like that. I think a guy that says that a bunch of guys can have sex with a bunch of women and everything like that, I don't think that's right. And if anything, as a figure, I think he should be pushing to be a virgin or anything like that until marriage. AI uses this now.
Create studio quality commercial ready songs for every video production. Generate. That sounds good on paper, but it doesn't work in practicality.
So then why would you say it's okay for men to sleep with a bunch of women, but not women to sleep with a bunch?
What I'm saying is that when men have sex with a bunch of women, there's something. It's a barometer of their sexual market value. When women have sex with a bunch of dudes, there's something wrong. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like men, they must work to get sexual access. Women don't. So it's an honest barometer of where that guy stands in the sexual marketplace. Now, if that guy chooses to be a virgin, that's different. But my point is, I want them to have the choice. If they want to be celibate, they can. But let's be honest, most guys are involuntarily celibate. They're involuntary celibate, aka incel. That's the issue. Next, we'll go through this quickly, guys, because I know I saw some of you guys in line. So, one question, go.
What do you think about the war in Iran right now?
Stupid.
Yeah,
Completely retarded.
you seem conservative because you say liberal this, liberal that, and yet Trump just listens to Daddy Netanyahu and declares war on Iran. What do you think?
We've talked about this extensively already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't here for that. You mind re-elaborating your points?
Dude, we got to feel quick time. I already said that the war with Iran is retarded. The Jew pushing us into a war. Very simple, stupid.
Okay, I'm sorry I just got here, but I just had a question. So, like, where do you see like women in terms of like college and like actually trying to like get a degree and bettering themselves? Whether that be like with different majors or like I don't know. What do you think about women trying to get degrees and not just staying home and
It's a waste of time. I think women should be prioritizing trying to find a guy and build a family. I do understand that going to college, can have some benefits of maybe getting a job or whatever, so that if you don't find a guy, but I do think that women should be prioritizing finding a guy while in college.
okay, can you explain like kind of why that is?
Because women have a finite amount of time to find a partner when their sexual market is at the highest. Because as women age, they lose value. They have parents from the Nick.
Okay, and then what would you say like you're like are you like pro Trump, I guess, or like what's your like political affiliation?
A lot of people call me far right, but I mean, whatever they want to label me.
Okay.
I did vote for Trump, but I don't like the war.
Okay. Is there anything else that you feel like you don't align with Trump, I guess? Or I don't know. When I like look at what you're doing right now, it reminds me a lot of like Charlie Kirk what he did. I feel like though
I'm
you're
for the
Okay.
right to Charlie Kirk.
what?
If you need a barometer, like I'm for the right to Charlie Kirk, I would say.
Okay. Okay, that's all. I was just
Recipes Charlie. Who's up next? Nobody else? No progressives? No angry progressives? We'll do one more.
Every office has a naysayer. Meet Steve. The office naysayer loves going again.
Yeah, we're with Sarah for a minute.
elaborate on something really quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would consider myself like pretty conservative, but also like not sorry. But not to the extent of some of like your beliefs. I feel like I'm pretty like just leaning right. How do you like recommend like I guess navigating like college whenever like different ideals are like constantly pushed?
Well, it depends. For a female or for a male?
For me,
For you,
female.
try to find a guy that has a similar ideology and get married as soon as you can. Have kids.
I mean like just being like an individual myself. Like not I don't really care about like what like a boyfriend or a male has to say. Like me, like
Yeah, that's the problem. You're fucked. You're cooked. Like that right there. So like, like that is the problem. Is that like women will sit there and say they're conservative, but they actually have like very feminist ideologies and belief systems and how they move. Like if you don't understand that men lead, women follow, or you don't care what men want, that is precisely the root cause of many of the problems.
I do care what to an extent. I have a 3-year relationship. To an extent, yeah, I have a 3-year relationship. I'm also an individual myself, and I'm going through college, and like I want to be an individual and have my own beliefs. So I was just like wondering, because I like have a minor in political science, and it's very like one-sided here. Other than about men, like give me something that I can do to like better myself, not find a man.
If you're in a relationship because you're like over here like I'm an individual and all this other stuff. So I mean, typically when I see a woman that is in a relationship where she's like smitten by the guy and everything, she like is completely submissive to him. She doesn't really care about her individuality so much. She understands that her identity is tied up with his identity, right? She wants to take his last name, and this whole like I'm an individual like mindset that a lot of modern women have, that is the root cause of the problem. It's like I want a career, I want to do what a man can do. Well, we don't want to date ourselves. We don't want to take a guy. So just guys in my mind saying, "Oh, I wish you have a career." We don't give a fuck about it.
Prize Picks is now available in most states. Download the Prize Picks app and start playing today.
Which of these poses fit your personality the most? Here are 3 unique poses based on 3 different baddies. A fashionista baddie who
Sure. Byron, is it my turn?
Yes, but try not to destroy my
Well, are we talking about the thing you like brought here for the slut shaming thing? Like, are we doing that? I have a question. I can ask a question, right?
Yeah, sure,
So you believe in like open engagement and debate, like the high ideals, right?
Yeah.
So how does bringing a sign saying "bring back slut shaming" and denying incentivize that?
No, freedom of speech. You don't have to.
It's freedom of speech. Yeah, but it's freedom of speech. That's why I was calling broccoli hair man and Joe up here. We can say whatever we want, but you have no intellectual capacity or ability. You sit here and clip fart. I guarantee I'll be like, soy boy gets wrecked on college campus. You're not fucking Socrates, buddy. Like, you exist to spread vile filth and make money off it.
Well,
so let's talk about let's debate. Why do you think slut shaming is a good idea?
it might not like with this nationalizing argument. That's fine. That's fine. Anyway, there's many. Hey, you're rapping. You have to rap. Second year.
Oh my god. Yeah, speed, bro.
The reason why is because women that are promiscuous tend to not be good long-term partners for men. Divorce rates go up. Trauma. They're not able to see. Why are these guys over here screaming? Like, you just get on the mic. It's okay, no problem. Like, no one's gonna care. Like, argue your points instead of like heckling on the side. But yeah, so promiscuous women create a lot of problems. The destruction of the family. They're not able to maintain long-term relationships. Pair bonding is cooked. Higher divorce rates. Can't have children out of wedlock. So many different problems arise from it. And quite frankly, as a byproduct of feminism. But yes, we need to bring back slut shaming so that women understand that they have a society.
Byron. So this is the thing. You do this little red herring, right? We start with all the problems you're talking about. And I agree insofar as that there can be deleterious effects within a sex culture of not approaching it in a fashion, that promotes humanity. We're talking about freedom and choice, right? Your whole thing's fucking freedom. And then you shame people and castigate them for practicing their sexual freedoms. If the whole point is freedom, shouldn't we have a marketplace in which people can engage how they wish? What are you doing to accomplish the goal, right? We need a healthy family unit marriage by calling women sluts. How does a man who calls a woman a slut, right, raise his daughter in a fashionable way? How does a man who spends time instigating women produce a solid, yeah. And here's the thing, the little sandal boys, the 10% of the crowd that are getting shoved up right here, I guarantee that women will not find it attractive that you call them sluts. Women will not find it attractive that you call them whores. Chuckle up, buddy. Flip farm away.
So here's the thing. Girls can be sluts if they want. I just don't want the guys to commit to them because there's a lot of problem.
Come on.
they do that.
We don't have the choice to come here.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because men take on a significant amount of risk when they commit to a woman within marriage.
And that's their fucking choice.
Well, a lot of the times they don't understand what they're getting themselves into when they get with a whore, and I'll explain why.
Isn't that an issue? Intellect and research.
You're the one asking. You asked me a question. I'm trying to explain it to you. Okay. So the reason why I wake guys up to not commit to promiscuous women and make them recreational use only is because if you marry women like this, it's going to destroy your ability to maintain a solid formation of a family because sluts don't actually, they're not condoms.
Myra, can I interject briefly?
This guy doesn't even let me finish what I'm saying.
Can I interject briefly? Or would you like to keep talking? I'm fine with either.
Well, you're the one that asked me the question. You're answering it.
You're answering, how do you connect these two things, right? Breakdown of the family unit, these social issues that I agree with you, breakdown of the family unit, other things can be problematic for society. How is the means to that end being accomplished using the word slut? That is empirically false. There's nothing to suggest in a research capacity that using the word slut or deriding women accomplishes your goal. This is what this is. You bring an intentionally derisive, derogatory term, frame it as an open debate, and then you juxtapose and red herring the issue. It's the same thing all of you do.
Dude.
What is the means to the end?
Look, whether I say promiscuous, slut, whore, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. Now, you're getting triggered on the word slut, clearly. So, look, dude, I don't know what to tell you if you're offended by a word or the usage, but the reality is simply this. Sluts, whores, promiscuous women in general don't make good partners. And if you do go ahead and get with one, it's going to create a lot of problems for you as a man. Now, the reason why this is important, I have to put this out there, is because a lot of guys grow up blue-pilled as fuck, like you, for example, and don't understand that whores are not good long-term partners. So I got to wake guys up and red pill them on this. Like, look, you don't want to commit to a woman like this, because when you get married, what ends up happening is you have to take on. So
they didn't work.
You gotta let me finish, bro. The reason why I tell guys this is because they take on way more risk when they get married. So they need to go into the marriage knowing this. This is what you're looking at. We're talking about high divorce rates. How money being paid mostly to women. Women initiate 80% of divorces. They get the kids most of the time. Men get their lives destroyed by committing to whores. So I'm waking guys up. Do not commit to promiscuous women for a long-term relationship or try to build a family with one. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Again.
And that's all backed by death.
Sucks, breakdown of the family unit's wrong. You didn't prove your point.
All right, next person.
The free speech count hates free speech.
Wait, hold on. I gotta say, are you? Okay.
Yeah. All I was gonna say is you come here to a public university and you say what you want to say.
Yep.
But when people talk back, you call them pussies, and if they walk away to like go to class or whatever they're doing, like you're like, I don't know what you. Actually, I don't even know why you're here.
To tell women to go back to the kitchen like yourself.
They didn't do going over there. They didn't do going over there.
But yeah, that one.
They did.
No, what I'm saying is like you're sorry. Okay. You're on a campus and you just told him that he shouldn't be out here contesting what you're saying.
No, I said he's making retarded points.
What kind of comeback is that? Like
He was making retarded points, and I think a lot of people here that are listening agree that he was making retarded points. See, here's the problem. We need to go back to telling people they're stupid. We don't do that enough. All right? We don't do that enough. Like, it's fucking. It's even autism. I got ADHD. It was fucking retarded. Okay? mouth breathing, window licking fucking retard. That's what it is. I'm tired of having to fucking bite my tongue and not tell motherfuckers they're retarded when they're retarded. If you can't understand certain concepts or something offends you, like, take a little bit of something to that versus getting all triggered or whatever.
Yeah.
For example, yourself, you're ignorant, you're very triggered, you can't even formulate an argument. Like,
There is no argument. All I was saying is that you're on a public campus, and when people have opinions that don't agree with yours and they try to represent them, all you have to say is they're dumb and they're stupid.
no, they can't back it up.
Okay, can I fucking talk?
Well, they can't back up their opinions. That's my point.
Bro, that was all I was gonna say, but they wanted me to come up here and talk. And
Yeah, because you're walking by heckling. So what do you disagree with? What's wrong with what I'm doing? Like, what is your main?
there's nothing wrong with what I'm saying is you're saying your points, people are here also saying their points, but they're dumb and they're stupid just because they don't agree with you?
No, because they can't back up their points.
Okay, then how are you even backing up yours? Like, you just call people stupid and dumb and the R slur.
Okay, what is your disagreement? And then we can have a discussion. Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
See, exactly. Like, it's like, bro, this it's like, shit. I don't know what to say. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, this is the problem, right? Like, people will sit there and say, I don't agree with your worldview, you're blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay.
You. I'm just saying, people have a right, like you said, it's the First Amendment. People have the right to express how they feel in a public space, and that's what you're doing. And other people should also be able to do it without you heckling them.
Well, if they say something stupid, you need to tell them they're stupid.
Why?
Because stupidity hurts society.
Okay, and what degree do you have?
Actually, I went to Northeastern, pretty good school, 6% acceptance rate. So, what's your point here? What's your actual grievance?
No, I'm good.
How am I wrong? See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Progressives can never actually defend their belief system. They just get triggered. They don't say anything. You want to get back on the mic? You're free to come back on the mic and actually make a point. But you're proving me correct. You get triggered, you're mad, can't defend any of your belief systems with any type of fact. And then when I say you're fucking retarded, you get all mad.
That's true.
Yeah, you could talk. But if you don't make any sense, we have the freedom to say you're retarded. As it should be. We need to negatively, let's be very clear here, right? There's a difference between speaking and talking. Retards just talk. When you speak, you have an intention of saying something, and you have some type of belief system, and you're able to actually substantiate your argument. A lot of people here just want to be able to talk and say whatever they want without actually backing it up. You should be telling those people they're fucking retarded. Because not everyone deserves a voice. Let's be honest. Not everybody deserves a voice. Like, it should be based on meritocracy. So if you say stupid shit, you should say, you're stupid, do it again. That will make them go back home, read a book, maybe in the kitchen somewhere, and then come back and have a better argument. What's that? Get on the microphone. Hi.
Happy Easter, man. Super Sunday.
So, I heard you say, but you used the duct tape analogy.
Appreciate you for the super chat, Richard.
Saying that once a slut, always a slut. Is that correct?
Well, if she's been on too many surfaces, then that'll create a problem.
Okay.
Now stick it.
So, in your eyes, if someone is a slut or like sleeping around in their younger years, and then later on in life, in their mid-20s, they want to settle down, and they get a devoted boyfriend or husband or whatever, are they still a slut? Like, can they not be a loyal and true girlfriend or partner?
Well, the thing is that can a girl that had a promiscuous past be a good wife in the future? There's potential there, but the likelihood is down. And I look at it like as a man, you can take on way too much risk within marriage to have a gamble.
Okay.
Like, I mean, would you pay full price for a vehicle that had 100,000 miles on it?
Okay. This is a similar analogy to the duct tape. I understand your analogy. So I guess my question also is, if a man is doing the exact same thing, in your eyes, what's the difference?
Well, men and women are not the same. A man that can have sex with 100 women is probably doing something right, versus a woman that has sex with 100 men is doing something very wrong.
Why? Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll ask you. Are you picky?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, you're selective, right? And I would argue probably most of the women here are fairly selective to a degree. They would not have sex with every guy that they come in contact with.
So,
Now, with the rest of us as the guys, we'll smash anything for the most part, right? So, since women are more selective, right? Your question, Carter. Here's the thing: they're selective with a certain group, but okay,
what do you mean by that?
okay. So the top, like, I would say 10% of men are having sex with a majority of the women. It actually applies the same here as a college campus. If you look at a college campus, right? Frat guys, athletes, etc., they're having sex with the majority of the women, right? And a lot of guys just don't get anything or get scraps. So women are still having sex, it's just with a smaller percentage of the men. But that's still a lot. Does that make sense?
No, I don't think it makes sense. So they're having sex with a lot of people. Or they're being selective, but
They're still taking a season one. Don't make fun.
So they're having sex with a selective group of people, but it's still a lot of people. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, because 10% of the population is still an enormous amount of guys.
And it's the majority of the frat guys, majority of the.
I'm just using that as an example. Like a college campus, like in that way, it kind of almost simulates the real world with, like, you know, on a college campus, athletes and fraternity guys, they get the moves. In the real world, guys that have money, that have status, like maybe they're famous or whatever, they get women. So what ends up happening is the majority of the women, overwhelmingly, are chasing a small percentage of the men. And I would argue with social media, that's even more heightened.
I would agree.
This is the absolute best phone holder for your car. Your phone clips right into it and it attaches.
Okay, I think that's all I have. Thank you.
No problem. Attention or wanting to be around other guys. You're 6 foot, 100,000 plus a year. He's got to be good looking, good with dogs. His socks got to match. A bunch of stupid shit. Meanwhile, if men say something like, you know what? I don't want to commit to a girl that's promiscuous. Oh, you're a misogynist, blah, blah, blah. So men can't have standards, and I'm trying to bring that back.
Are you married? Is that your wife? Is that your wife? That's your girlfriend?
One of them.
One of them. Okay, right. So do you shame her?
Was that?
Do you shame her?
Well, here's the thing. She's not a whore.
She's not a whore, so would you really describe yourself as a slut then if you have multiple girlfriends?
No, I'm the slut maker.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I am the slut maker.
You're the slut maker.
Yeah, men cannot be sluts. We fuck the girls. They become the sluts.
Okay, so if you create the sluts, would that not make you the problem? If you were creating sluts and then you want to shame said sluts, would that not make you the problem of the issue?
No, because you ever play like World of Warcraft or any of these games?
I'm not a loser, so no.
All right, okay, fair. So, but the thing is, you gotta kill the runs and level up and shit. Yeah, you smash the whores and understand women, and then so you can identify them properly.
I feel like, so your understanding of women is coming from sluts, but we should shame them? Because I feel like that would develop a weird understanding of women if the only women you're interacting with are sluts.
No, you're talking really fast, wasn't it?
Yeah, I apologize. What I'm saying though is like, if you're only interacting with sluts and then you use that to develop your idea of women, would that not like develop men to look for sluts? You know what I mean? Like, and then you're using them as like negative examples. I feel like if you're only interacting with sluts, and then, for example, you're looking for a wife, you're not gonna know what it's like to have a wife. You're not gonna know what it's like to have a nice woman if like you use those as your framework.
Well, here's the thing: you're not going to be able to identify a wife unless you understand what wife qualities are and what they aren't. Okay? That's why the famous phrase, "You can't turn a hoe into a housewife." Well, the thing is if you're not able to identify these features that make a girl a hoe, and you turn her into a housewife, well, you're going to be inclusive for inclusive. So what I'm trying to explain to you is, look, I don't want you to just use my anecdotal evidence, but the research out there. I've spoken to 4,000 plus women. I can quickly tell if a girl is promiscuous or not based on behaviors, how she moves, her friend group, etc., Instagram, social media profiles, all that other stuff. And it's a very important skill set that men need to learn so they can commit to these types of women long term.
Okay, and so on that note, I feel like it's still a simple conversation we're having. I feel like don't you find like posting like bring back slut shaming and then like it's like you're making more than it needs to be, you know? Because I feel like you and I are having a conversation here, and you're presenting it in a way by using derogatory language and things like that. You're presenting it in a way that's like, it doesn't open up for civil debate. Like, I'm enjoying civil debate right now, aren't we? I'm enjoying talking to you, but I feel like I have like, what, over 100 plus people over here. I think you'd be
Alrighty, man. You guys enjoy the rest of the Sunday. God bless. Say good luck to UConn men's basketball in the final. Yeah, good luck to both teams, UConn, Michigan. We'll see who comes out with the dub, though. Love you guys, though, man. Happy Easter. God bless.